David Shands' story right now?
I worked at the Cheesecake Factory for 6 years. The last 2.5 years, I started building out a t-shirt brand that got me to leave my job. Then I started making 6 figures a year. But now, just fast forward, I have a mission of helping people start, launch, grow their podcasts, but more importantly, give people more confidence. In our head, it's like, yo, getting in front of a camera, I'm terrified, but you're only terrified because you haven't done it. But once you get in front of it, you realize nobody dies. Initial successes for me was being able to do a really good interview. I'm like, bro, after like 50, 60 episodes, I'm like, yo, this is lit.
What were some of the obstacles that you had to get over within yourself so you could transition?
Over-ambition is dangerous because you're always ambitious. And if you're working on something, your ambitions, I need to be working on more. The one thing I had to like really declare, even out of my mouth, to say, I'm not going to do anything else that makes me money but this. To be successful, whatever it is in the space, you have to be consistent with it. You have to be intentionally looking to grow. I'm not the person that's going to teach someone how to go from 2 million to 10 million, but I can teach anybody who has a job and a dream how to leave their job.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the On the Pursuit podcast. We interview 6, 7, 8-figure entrepreneurs, talk about their journey, their story, how they got to where they are, what they got going on right now. Today's interview special to me, you know, back in the A, been here for a little bit. I almost feel like I live here because I'm back and forth here so often, I would say. But it's special because, I got an interview today with someone that, I admire in the space, someone that's been cooking, that's been growing, someone that gives a lot of game and gives it to you direct. And sometimes it hurts for some people, you know what I'm saying? But also he's someone that, I can kind of geek out and nerd out when it comes to podcasts, and probably one of my best friends in this space. And someone where the time just kind of goes by, you know what I mean? Like fast. So without any further ado, David Shands, welcome to the podcast, bro.
Man, happy to be here. I appreciate the invitation.
Yeah, man.
Big time, baby.
Woo.
Here.
Yeah, for sure. People know your story, right? As far as, Cheesecake Factory and everything like that. Like, I think brand story is super important, right? So you've done a really good job at like putting that out there. Like E.T. even talked about that, right?
Yeah.
We know his story synonymous with just his upbringing and stuff like that. But what's your story now? Because there's been a transition in a great one in the space. So what's David Shands' story right now?
For one, I look at it like nobody really knows my story. You know what I mean? Because one, there's so many parts of his story, but two, in our community, maybe most of the people that are watching this may know my story, but in our world, there's a certain amount of people. But if you go out to, I don't know, Kentucky or Iowa or somewhere, it's gonna be 1 million people who never ever heard of me, period. So I try to like make sure I'm not in the mindset of the people that know me, which means a lot of people know me. But there's 8 billion people in the world, which means it's only a fraction of people that know me, period, right? So we can't start to assume that people know us. This is just a gym for the people who have 100,000 subscribers or 1 million subscribers. Nobody knows you in the grand scheme of things, right? So we got to keep working so we don't get comfortable. But my story now, man, is I worked at the Cheesecake Factory for 6 years. The last 2.5 years, I started building out a t-shirt brand that got me to leave my job. Then I started making 6 figures a year, but I wasn't really making 6 figures. Gross and net is something totally different. There are people who, we work, what, $1 billion company or hundreds of millions, and they didn't make anything. So it's like it didn't work out. Entrepreneur, it was I guess it was successful for what it was at the time. It sounded really cool if I'm at a bar and I'm like, yo, I'm at 6 figures a year. You know what I mean? That's cool.
Conversation.
Yeah, conversation piece is cool. But now, just fast forward, I have a mission of helping people start, launch, grow their podcast, but more importantly, give people more confidence. Because I think the podcast, people are afraid of this camera, bro. For some reason, they think it bites, but it doesn't. You know what I mean?
You can delete the stuff after if you
can delete it after. So in our head, it's like, yo, getting in front of a camera, I'm terrified, but you're only terrified because you haven't done it.
Yeah.
But once you get in front of it, you realize nobody does. So my objective is getting people more comfortable with their own voice and their own story.
Yeah.
But yes, I really put on for the beginning entrepreneur. I'm not the person that's going to teach someone how to go from 2 million to 10 million, but I can teach anybody who has a job and a dream how to leave their job. But you got to do the work. But there's just so many things in it, not just strategy, not just the copy on your website. There's like internal things that need to be fixed, or perspectives that need to change for you to really win.
Yeah. What were some of the obstacles that you had to get over within yourself so you could transition, right? From cheesecake to obviously the t-shirt company, and then obviously when you started in the media space, what are some things that, you know, that you really had to work on?
Well, there's a lot of different, because when I was working at the Cheesecake Factory, I wasn't in the media space. So like there's a lot of things that needed to be fixed. But while I'm working at the Cheesecake Factory, the biggest thing I had to focus on was stopping, consistency, not quitting once I see something else that seems really good that I can make money faster.
Like shiny object syndrome?
Yeah, for sure. Over ambition is dangerous because you're always ambitious. And if you're working on something, your ambition says, I need to be working on more, even if this thing isn't working the way it was supposed to be working, or it hasn't reached its full potential. So the one thing I had to like really declare, even out of my mouth, to say, I'm not going to do anything else that makes me money but this. I had to really focus on that for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And I still, my ambition got away from me and I still did some things, but the ability to stop chasing was something I had to work on, and it's still something that I have to work on today. Because I could be way more successful if it wasn't for this pesky ambition. For real.
So isn't that, so that's a good thing, but you're saying it could also be a detriment.
Bro, everything is good and bad.
Yeah.
Everything. There's an upside and a downside. Name something that only has upside.
It's a good point.
Nothing.
I think it's really perspective at that point too. If you think it only has an upside, but you're right. You can over, like water's good for us, but we can over drink water.
For sure. Water can drown you.
You can
water
drown
can
you.
ruin your home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The ocean is extremely polluted. The ocean is killing animals. So, like everything is good and bad. So this is what perplexes me when people are doing something good and something bad happens, and they stop doing something good as if the bad thing wasn't supposed to happen. It's designed that way. So everything has a positive and a negative.
I think you saying that definitely gives more perspective on it. And the reason that it does, I feel like, is because I don't think people accept that part. Like they haven't really like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, but this has to come with it. And it might not come with it right away, but it has to balance out at some point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I agree with you. I feel like if people looked at it that way, then they would probably stay in the game a little longer.
Yeah.
But I feel like also they tend to do that with things that they like or enjoy, but not with things that they're looking to do, right? So if you like...
But people aren't even consistent with the things that they like and enjoy though.
I mean, yeah, you got a point.
You feel me?
Yeah, you got a point.
If anyone can relate to this, you have a passion for sewing, let's say. Like, yo, I love sewing. I love creating.
Yeah.
The moment you turn it into a business, it's fun in the beginning, but once you got too many orders, when you become too successful, it's like, yo, I got all these different orders. I'm stressed out. I feel pressure. I don't want to do this anymore. And you start looking at the thing that you once loved as something that you hate. Like, no more orders, no more sewing. I need a break from the thing that I love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's two sides of everything.
Is your revenue stuck? If you're an entrepreneur and your revenue is stuck, you don't need to fix your products or services. You need new audiences to discover you more consistently. Podcast guesting is the ideal way to be discovered 24 hours a day by your ideal clients. And guess what? The more people that know you, the more people can flow you. Head over to podcastmasterypack.com and take advantage of your first or next podcast. Let's go.
What about friendships, family, right? And I bring it up to say, in your personal experience, have you been in any situations that really disappointed you from people that were on a team, like on your home team, as you're chasing, you know, and growing? How things like that affect you?
It doesn't affect me. Maybe it should a little more, but it doesn't affect me as much as it should because it's terrible to say, but I expect humans to be humans.
That's right.
And humans are inherently selfish. And not saying that I'm excluded.
Yeah.
Right? I have my things about me.
Saying
right?
that's just selfish shit.
I mean, I think we do things because we want to do them.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not saying that there's no loyalty anywhere because I know some people that are loyal, but there's always to a degree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the people that rob people together, kill people together, sell drugs together, make millions together. As soon as something goes wrong and we got to go to court and between me and you, sometimes the person that was super loyal that did the thing wrong with you will leave you, hang you out to dry. So listen, it doesn't exclude family, doesn't exclude blood. That's why I'm saying I expect human beings to be human beings. So when things don't work out between me and another human, whether it's their fault or my fault, it just doesn't affect me because that's what happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
I think we're at like a 55% divorce rate now.
Is it that low? I feel like it might be higher than that.
No, yeah, that means over
50%.
50%. It's a 55% chance that it's not going to work out.
I feel like that's low. I feel like if
That's low to you?
It seems like it should be higher. I don't know. Let's look real quick. Let's look.
No, bro, it's higher than 55%. You don't think it should be lower than that?
I think it should be lower than that, but I don't think that it really is lower than that.
No, bro. It's 100. That's huge.
I know it's huge.
It wasn't like that before.
I feel like it seems like it's higher because of what's going on in the landscape. You know, I feel like.
No, I would say that marriage itself is lower or taking longer to happen.
I would agree with that.
But when you decided to get with somebody, I don't even know why you would think it. You're saying it just feels like
it feels like it's like in the 65, 70%. It feels like.
So you think when you meet somebody, if you get married, it's a 65% chance that it's not going to work out
right now.
You
Yeah,
and
so I
somebody
feel
else?
like it. That's why my phone app been acting up, so it's not pulling up for me. It might be the service.
Which makes me
look it up.
Which helps me realize why that one situation that I put you in touch with didn't work out. It was your fault.
No, it was my fault.
It gotta be. Because you're looking at it. I thought.
I wasn't looking at it like, okay, let's use that situation. Let's isolate that situation. I feel I didn't approach it like that. I'm just going based off of how I feel like in the environment. You know what I mean? I don't know too many successful relationships. But that doesn't mean I'm personally going in a situation like it's not going to be successful.
No,
because I want to be in a relationship and I want to get married and stuff like that. But I feel like in America right now, it just seems like the divorce rate in the unsuccessful rate.
Believe it or not, so I talked to both of y'all, and she was like, "Well, just stop replying." And I'm like, and I talked to you. He was like, "Well, I tried to reach out and it didn't work." But I'm starting to see. Because that person is intentional about, like, we're not dating just so it can be a smash and grab.
Yeah.
I'm looking for something serious. Subconsciously, you're not looking for anything serious because you don't even believe in marriage, pretty much.
I would disagree with that.
You think that it's a 65%?
But that doesn't mean I don't believe in it. I just feel like this is what I feel like. I feel like the potential of it, the percentage rates. Just because I'm going based on my experience. Like when I go out and meet women and talk to women, you know what I'm saying? So the communication and the messaging and what happens after that, it has been a successful. So I'll give you an example. I moved to, and it could be the city.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You don't believe in the success of a marriage. If in your head, if your head, it gotta be higher than that. Like you're thinking, it's a high possibility. If I get married, were you married before?
No.
Your thought process, is this a high possibility that if I get married, it's not going to work out? Who even does that? Like if I'm saying, okay, we got to roll the dice. But the way the dice are rigged is it's a 65% chance you're going to lose your money. Would you bet that with me? Of course not. You're not going to be like, yo, let's roll. We put up $100. You put up 100. I put up 100. You roll 65%.
Yeah, 35% chance that I'm
You're not making that bet.
Yeah.
You're not making that bet, right? Which means you're going to approach relationships with the thought process that you're not going to make that bet. So it's not going to be super serious.
I would disagree with that. Because I feel like that what you're saying is I'm not even going to roll the dice, but that's incorrect. Because I'm rolling the dice all the time. Like I'm looking and developing and creating the opportunities to meet people. I'm not, well, women specifically, I'm not playing that game, or I'm not putting myself not in that situation.
So, bro, listen, I'm not saying you're not playing the game, but you're not playing that marriage game. Of course you're going to meet some people because we love companionship. There's 100% chance that if I meet somebody, it'll be a good experience. You know what I mean? Like initially, you're attractive, I'm attractive. If we start talking, there's a good chance that we might have something. But in your head, you know that if it gets too serious, it's not going to work out. So you're probably coming to a stopping point where things get fuzzy. Once I feel that this person is like dating to marry, you're subconsciously going to step back.
You know what? I'll accept that so I could take a look at it internally. Because I'm not going to say that, but
the women agree with me.
Yeah, but I don't think that when I get in a situation, I want to be serious. So I'm not afraid of being serious. My personal experience is when I talk to women, I think it's a communication, or like recently, I'll give you a real example. I went out with a young lady, met her. She actually drove up to meet me, which was cool. We went out to dinner. Her birthday, and randomly her birthday was like 2 days later. So I took her out to dinner. We went out to dessert, took her to like a wine bar. We spent hours together, good conversation, you know what I'm saying? After that, just kept the conversation, you know.
Did y'all have sex that night?
We did not. And I did it intentionally. We could have had sex.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna break it down. We could have had sex. I did it intentionally. I told her, I was like, no, I'll see you again, whatever. Because she lived in Florida, I lived in LA, whatever. So kept up the conversation, how dates lined up. Like I said, her birthday was a couple of days after. So I sent her some books, right? Because I'm paying attention to what she's saying. She's like, I want to work on my finances. I want to focus more on, just becoming the best version of me. So I sent her 2 books. I sent her Tiffany Eliche's book about budgeting. And I sent her, I think, Rachel Rogers' book, right? So I sent her those 2 books. And then Valentine, but her and I communicated, you know what I'm saying? It's healthy, FaceTimes, all that. Like 2 weeks after that, Valentine's Day, you know what I'm saying? So I sent her some flowers, but we talking, you know what I mean? So, so when she got the flowers, it was, I felt like it was different, okay? Because I got the text when they had the flowers, it's delivered, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I didn't get like a text, not that she needed to text me right away, but a couple hours went by, I was like, I didn't get a text, I didn't call, okay, I just took a mental note. The next day, again, I didn't really get anything. So I just messaged her. I was like, yo, did flowers pop off? Like, you get these flowers? And she messaged me back. She was like, yeah. She texted me, which is, again, a note. She was like, yeah, I got the flowers, but, I've been a little busy, whatever. So she eventually calls me, because I guess what happened with the books is the books ended up being sent back, and they ended up coming like the same day, randomly, because Amazon, the address wasn't right. So the books ended up coming like later on. So she got the books, and then she called me. She was like, there wasn't a note, nothing, but did you send me these books? She was like, I felt like they would have came from you. I was like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because these are the reasons why I sent it. It was your birthday and whatever. After that, communication. You know what I'm saying? So my personal experiences, since I moved to California from Boston, and I've been, on this entrepreneurship thing, focused on me growing as an individual, taking things a little bit more serious. My conversations with women, my experiences with women, it always seems like it ends at some point. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not how I used to be, like smash and grab. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to because that's not my intention. So now my ego's like, bro, you should have smashed that when you had the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? But I'm not in a rush to do anything yet. I'm in a rush to find someone that I can work develop.
Her baby daddy came back Valentine's Day.
I agree. I mean, I think so too. If it wasn't her, if it wasn't him, it was someone. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I'm
He's
just
acting
saying,
right now.
yeah, he's probably with her right now. But those are my experiences.
I feel like
you know what I'm saying? So even with the situation you put me on with, I think if her and I sat down and spoke, I think it was more so communication. You know what I'm saying? Because she's on the road, I'm moving, she's busy.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you can't make it work, but like if I text her, she wouldn't get back to me. If I call her, she wouldn't get back, or vice versa. I think it's just one of those.
Yeah,
you know? I think it's more so one of those. But I like that, bro. This is a good. I mean, we can talk more about this.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
This is good, man.
Absolutely.
It kind of brings me back to remember that idea that we talked about when it was like we should do kind of like a relationship thing, but a little bit different.
Yeah.
We might have to explore that for real.
Explore that.
What are some of the foundational attributes you feel like for someone to be successful in this space from your perspective?
In which space?
In podcasting media.
Well, one, defining what the success is.
Okay.
Is the success growing an audience? Is the success making money? Because there's people who have an audience don't make any money.
And vice versa.
There's some people who make money
Don't have an audience.
don't have an audience.
100%.
Or there's some people who aren't good communicators. One of the initial successes for me was being able to do a really good interview. I'm like, bro, after like 50, 60 episodes, I'm like, yo, this is lit. And I felt empowered because outside of the interviews, the podcast itself, I'm having really good conversations with people.
Yeah.
And I can attribute it to the fact that I'm dropping this podcast every single week. I am an incredible communicator at this point.
Yeah.
Being able to draw stuff out of people, right? So you'd have to define what success is, but to be successful, whatever it is in the space, you have to be consistent with it. You have to be intentionally looking to grow. Intentionally, not just the show itself, but grow as a person.
Yeah.
So watching your work back to see where are the flaws in my game. You know what I mean? I would say like a million times. Like, you know how you like, so okay, like, so how do you like go and like become an entrepreneur? Cause it's like. But I'm watching the content and I notice that I'm saying
so
that
watching the tape. Like if we're athletes and watching the tape. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be the success metric, like just being a better communicator. Cause I think even like listening to Myron, consuming a lot of his content, he, always echoes like that's the highest level, right? Being able to successfully communicate.
Yeah.
So you would contribute, if I'm specifically intentionally talking about success being a communicator, it would be the reps.
For sure.
Being a reps and then going back and watching the tape.
100%.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, if you're looking to grow your podcast business or you're looking to leverage podcasts to grow your business, you want to tap in to the Podcast to Profits Academy. We're going to teach you exactly what it takes for you to get more exposure to grow and scale your business or leverage podcasts so you can do more revenue. What you want to do is head over to podcast2profits.com and apply to work with me and a member of my team.
Podcast Summit.
Yep.
Let's talk about that a little bit. So you've created something in the space where I feel like you put value in a void, like hasn't been there before.
Yeah.
And then the way that you go about creating the opportunities there, I think it's phenomenal. Like when Miami pulled up and I'm like, these booths is crazy.
What? Before you got there, what was your expectation?
I didn't have one. My expectation was regular summit, conference, networking type of situation.
Yeah.
People speak, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna get the information. David asked me to speak, I'm gonna bring the value. I'm gonna meet people. That's what I thought.
For sure.
Now, when I got there, what I noted was, okay, interaction and engaging is on high.
Yeah.
So even if you go there, you don't listen to no one. If you go there selfishly, I want to just meet people, record, level up my networking, that landscape is there.
Yeah.
Like, if you go to Podcast Summit and you don't care for who's speaking and you only want to build relationships or get content for your channel or your brand,
For sure.
you can do that.
Bro, we got some surprises.
You can do that.
It's not like we went through the negotiation and we're working it out. We didn't have the agreement signed just yet, but I'll hopefully by the time this launch, actually, hopefully we knock it out today.
Yeah.
But we are getting, I don't want to say it now, man, because I don't, anything can happen and it doesn't work. Forget it, I'll do it. We're going to do this anyway. So we just worked out a partnership with Ecamm, Ecamm Live. You use Ecamm?
I don't, but I know. I mean, I have an account. I don't use them though.
So Ecamm is dope because it allows you to stream, connect your camera to your computer, right? So you can use a really good camera on your computer. But it can stream to Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, I believe, all at the same time, simultaneously. Yeah. So last year we had 10 booths where people can sit down and do interviews. We had the audio.
I was in there.
Was going down, right? Yeah. This year, we're going to actually have 20 booths with 20 different computers, but you can log into Ecamm. You'll be able to use Ecamm and log into your social media platform, and you can stream it live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever platform you want to, live from the event.
I like that.
So we're working on that concept because I don't want people to just learn. I want them to do. Like, let's learn it and then do it. Yeah. Let's learn it, put it in.
Got this gym, now go outside and do it.
Listen, man, we are going to own this space, bro. Yeah. It's some people that have been doing it for a long time from other cultures. Nothing wrong with it, but there was nothing for our culture. And I'm not saying this is specifically for our culture. 90% of people are Black because I'm Black and we know Black people, but the vibe and energy, it's literally unmatched. And I don't think there's anybody doing what we're doing in this space. Here's another example. I think in terms of production and the podcast education summit itself, experience unmatched, information unmatched. Because we know people who got the sauce and they know how to teach it. But there are other conferences where they have every sponsor in the world. And I know it's a multi-million-dollar play. I lost a couple $100,000 last year. I'm not afraid to do it again because I understand the goal. Like, I have to keep giving people an experience. But I lost money last year. Not one sponsor. Nobody gave me any money. This is the first time we're going to have a sponsor with Ecamm. God willing, it works out. But like, we bootstrap on our own. But these other companies, they got the relationship. They make one call to Shure. They make one call to StreamYard. They make one call to Rodecaster or whatever. Look at every piece of equipment, Sony, every piece of equipment that we use, those companies are sponsoring these conferences.
Facts.
It's pulling teeth to get somebody to sponsor us, and we're rivaling their numbers of attendance. It's like, we'll have more this year. But yeah, I say all that to say, man,
it's
I am
positioning,
so focused on the vibe, the energy, the information.
It's a Super Bowl podcast.
100%.
Yeah. I would say.
Yeah.
100%. And I appreciate you giving me a platform to contribute.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I really want you to talk about this podcast agency thing, man.
Bro, I'm gonna go crazy.
It's lit, bro.
I think I want to share that, and I would love to hear what you think about this. This is I haven't put this in motion yet, but this is another way I feel like podcasters can really, take advantage of this space, or even, and I mean, this is we can probably talk about this on another episode or something. But as an artist, what an artist can do in this space, I think is crazy. If I shared that with you, but that's a whole nother thing. So you
work with artists, like musicians?
I don't, bro. But there's a serious play here for them.
Bro. I'm just now thinking of it.
Bro, it's serious.
That is a play.
Bro, it's so serious because artists are so like traditional with the music, but non-traditional with the music. You know what they could do in this space, bro? Just from a touring aspect, because I was talking to an artist last time. You could tour, do a live podcast, right? You can perform. You could speak out of school and get 3 bags in one city and create the content, document, put that on YouTube. Now you're getting YouTube money. That's 4 different bags and sell merch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can go crazy in this space. Just imagine, you have your amazing community. Just imagine if Drake had a community, bro.
Yeah.
Kanye, let's say Kanye dropped vouchers too on the community for $19.99 a month.
Yeah, nah, it's up.
It's up, bro.
Oh, it's extreme.
You know what I'm saying?
You
And
can come here, Reese. Reese, you can come here.
And you don't have to get all these different streams and downloads and worry about, oh, I need to go crazy on YouTube and Spotify and Apple. You don't need to do that. All you need is 1,000 true fans that lock in on your $19.99, $20.99, drop all your music there. I mean, LaRussell, that's his name, LaRussell?
Yeah.
He does a really good job, but even he could turn it up. I'm just saying, in this space, they could really go crazy. Just imagine if what's his name?
Do you charge a lot for LaRussell?
Nah, he does last time I looked at his content, he kind of does the pay what you want type of vibe.
I wonder if he'll come to podcast somewhere and teach that.
He would, 100%.
You know?
I'm like 1 degree away from, so I can reach out.
What's up, y'all? I'm standing in the middle of the street and I'm willing to risk it all because I want you to grow, whether through paid or organic measures. Over the next 5 days, the Audience Growth Challenge, we're going to be teaching you podcast guesting strategy, video marketing strategy, social media, predictable viral creation strategies, the power of radio and digital PR. And these strategies are what you need to grow your business over the next 4, 6, 9, even 12 months to skyrocket your success. So if you want to join the challenge, all you got to do is click the link below and join the Audience Growth Challenge and join it as a VIP. Let's get it.
You know how in every city, for the most part, there's some type of conference, event, mastermind, meetup, something, right?
Yeah.
So a podcaster can really take advantage of these opportunities because what I noticed is attending these things over years, like you were saying earlier, kind of boring.
Yeah,
You know, you gotta meet, you know what you get into.
for sure.
So they don't have like that value add. So if you as a podcaster have a mobile situation, right? And you can bring that media component, let's say interactive podcast, where you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my mobile setup. I'm gonna bring like the ropes, like it's the club or whatever. I'll bring the ropes, red carpet situation. I have my podcast set up. I'll interview all the speakers for you. I'll get testimonials from guests, feedback, create a content package for you, you know? And then that way you have this content that you can give to the attendees, you have this content that you give to the speakers. You know, I'll charge you anywhere from, you know, you do your pricing model, but it could be anywhere from 5 to 10K for that.
100%.
Right?
Absolutely.
And all you gotta do is you can go to meetup.com, you can go to Eventbrite. You know, if you're in certain spaces like real estate, insurance, you know, like every space has some type of conference.
For sure.
And you find out who the organizers are, event planners are, and then pitch that package.
Yeah, 100%.
You can run that up.
Bro, I had a couple people that are in, just nobody took it, only because I didn't like print it heavily.
Yeah.
But people that are doing conferences, one of the best things you can do is have someone interview you about your event. So we could like put out ads or whatever, but so I called Jay Hill and I was like, yo, Jay, I need you to come interview me about Podcast Summit because you're gonna ask me certain questions that I wouldn't just think to just put out on my own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'll start to draw that stuff out of me. So it's a couple things as a podcaster, me
that's fair.
interviewing you on your platform for your audience. This isn't like I interview you and put it on my platform because that's promotion. But I'm saying being able to draw out so that you can get clips that are gonna help you promote. 2,
100%.
me interviewing the host of the event at the event about the event.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's another, once you got the energy in the room and things of that nature, like I want to start doing that. And I'd rather do that than speak on stage. Let me just interview.
And you can put that in that package too.
100%.
You know?
100%.
You get 10 of those, that's $100,000.
For sure.
You know?
So much money.
That's why I like this space, bro, because it's like the Wild Wild West.
Yes, sir. And nobody knows what they're doing.
No, exactly.
Everybody's trying to figure it out.
100%. And then you don't have to get money the same way.
Yeah.
I think that's why, like, when I teach and coach, that's why I'm successful, because I'm teaching those things. I call them like non-traditional things, right? So we talk about digital products, community. You know, we're talking about affiliate marketing, VIP packages. You know, Like, just I feel like those are foundation, but like if you get those straight,
Yeah.
you good.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? You
100%.
get that foundation,
Absolutely.
you straight. You don't need, crazy views. You don't have to necessarily be in a position where you have to get the subs on YouTube so you can monetize. Because you can be in that position and don't even get a bag.
Yeah.
Because if you don't eclipse that $100, I believe it is, they ain't sending you no money anyway.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the artist conversation, I guess we could touch on that with some of the time we got left. I think with the artist conversation is this. So I have a friend of mine who's an actor. During COVID, he dropped a song, right? A song did 25 million streams, right? It went crazy. Actually, no, it did 50 million streams. The one song.
Million streams.
One song, right? And it ended up being a TikTok trend and people doing dances
Who is it?
and everything.
What song was it?
His name is King Sam. The song was called The Drip.
Okay.
Yeah. And the thing about this too, he went crazy. The song wasn't even mixed properly. And then he was doing a reference. So when he says the hook the second time, because he says the hook like 3 or 4 times, the second time the hook, he says a word, he says the dip instead of the drip. But it still went crazy.
Oh, wow.
Which is, again, like y'all know, y'all just got to put it out.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the professionals. You just got to put it out. But anyway, the whole time, bro, I'm like, bro, don't worry about getting a deal. Like, cause he's like, yo, I need to get a deal from this company, I want 6 figures, 250, 100. I'm like, bro, don't worry about that. Just start a community, you know what I mean? And you could do your own shows.
Yeah.
So like, get 100 people that sign up for a community or 500 or whatever. If you're getting half a percentage of that 25 million streams, that's your people. Charge $49, $59. But these are your people. Now be like, okay, where are my people at? Oh, they're in OKC, Kansas, Atlanta, Miami. I'm going there.
Yeah.
I'm going to perform.
Like it.
But if you got a podcast, just imagine if you're like, hey, I got a VIP option of my tour, meet and greet. If you do the VIP, you can interview me for the content.
For sure.
Like there's just so many different elements. So as an artist, I feel like they can use this space, own it, right? Really dominate it, and they can generate their own revenue without having to rely on, these labels.
Absolutely.
To own all their IP and get in these crazy contracts that they're in debt to. And every time they do a show or don't perform or they chasing a hit, you don't even need hits with this. This is just, like, get a hit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't even need hits for this. So like, artists they could speak, right? And perform. They can put out music. They can put out digital products. They can do a community. They can create content in real time, do live shows. Think about if Kanye was like, yo, Vultures 2, what we gonna do is, because he does these listening events. What if he just did an online listening event? Crash the internet.
I like it.
You know what I'm saying?
Like it.
You can do virtual shows. You know who's really killing it? Which is controversial on this. Man, this is probably why he locked up, because he's about to change the game though. Tory Lanez.
Really?
Yeah, during COVID, he was, what's the name of Swiss Beats? What was the name of the thing Swiss Beats put together in Timberland? The joint that went crazy.
The Battle Versus.
Yeah, Versus. He was doing that. He was streaming and doing songs every night. Doing dumb numbers on Instagram Live, bro.
Right.
And then he was the only artist up to this point that I think had a big enough platform. We did a song in an NFT.
Yeah.
That's genius, bro.
That's lit.
Your music with the art in the community come together. And like, if I'm continue to grow, like let's say Chris Brown or Drake or artist or even like a Usher. What if they could buy that music as a NFT and Usher's still going crazy or Mariah still going crazy as an artist?
Right.
Those things gonna be worth something.
I agree.
Artists gotta get together, bro.
Make it happen. I appreciate the conversation,
Get it
man. It's
together.
good, bro.
Yeah. Facts. But I feel like you're the only one that can have these conversations. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else don't relate, bro.
Right.
You can see it because you understand.
Yeah, we locked in this space, man. But podcast summit, we got a bunch of surprises.
Yeah. You can't forget the merch this time.
I didn't forget it. It's just it was wild. But no, it's in Atlanta now, so I'm good. We got everything back ready to go, man. So
100%.
you ready, bro?
Yeah,
I
man,
appreciate
so-
you having me. Man.
Nah, bro, this was dope.
For the listeners, put together like a promo code. You should the promo code be.
Make the promo code I am, because that's actually the initials. Imperfect Action Media.
I am.
And it's an affirmation. I am going to podcast summit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, make it
Let
I
me
am.
hold on. Let me make sure I can do it at I am, like IAM.
I am, yeah.
IAM. All right, cool. I'm gonna give you a 25% off code. Promote the IAM. There it is.
Yeah.
All tickets.
And look in the
There you go.
camera, let people know why they need to pull up to the podcast.
If you are wanting to get into podcasting, meaning you've been talking about launching your podcast for the last 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and you haven't done it, it's only because one, you're either afraid, or two, you don't know what to do. Coming to Podcast Summit, we're going to tell you exactly what to do to get started, exactly what equipment, like how to do it, whether you do virtual or in person, co-host, no co-host, whatever. We're going to discuss on how to do it. But two, I think it's going to help with the fear, because you're going to be around 1,500 other people who are just as afraid as you, and you can connect with them and they can kind of tell you how they got over it. We got workshops helping you with that camera presence, helping you with getting over that anxiety of getting in front of a camera. We have you in mind. Now, if you're already a podcaster, one of the challenges is you're either not consistent, or it's not growing, or you're not making money. But we kept all of that in mind. So we're making sure that you are getting everything you need for wherever you are in the space of podcasting. There are some people that don't want to be a podcaster. They might just want to create an agency. Well, Britt is going to teach you how he made almost $500,000 last year. Forget the podcast itself, but there's so many different ways to make money from this space. So it's a full play, man. Use code IAM, 25% off right now.
Listen, y'all, this has been another episode of the On the Pursuit podcast. Connecting with my guy, David Shands. You want to drop your Instagram so they can tap in?
Yeah,
or?
Sleep is for Suckers. Follow Sleep is for Suckers with a number 4, SLEEPIS, the number 4, SUCKERS.
So make sure you follow my guy. Also subscribe to his YouTube channel. Make sure you pull up the Podcast Summit. Use the code I am 25% off. I'm gonna be there. Let's make some content together. I will promise.
It's gonna be an affiliate link.
Yeah.
So y'all supporting the show by getting a ticket.
100%. So pull up, pull up, grab a ticket, make some content, take advantage, meet some people, change your business, change your life, meet a partner, future business owner, and just go crazy in this space. We'll see you guys on another episode.